Andariki namaskaramulu. Today is another good day for all of us that we are going to have the third session of Patanjali Yoga Sutras by Dr. CSR Prabhu garu. So we are, this is the four episode webinars. Two we have finished. Today is the third one and the fourth one will be the next week. So we will start the session with Vande Mataram by Gautam ji. Gautam ji, please.
No. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Supalam, Malayaj Shitalam, Shasya Shamalam, Mataram, Vande Mataram. Jyotsna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala shobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram. Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములు Mukherjee, Gautam ji. Thank you so much. Now I'll request Dr. CSR Prabhu garu to start the session, please, with a prarthana.
Who will do the prarthana?
I request you to proceed with the prarthana and after that webinar, please.
No, I do my own prarthana.
Sure.
Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradayakatrbhyo Vamshashibhyo Mahatbhyo Namo Gurubhyah Sarvopaplavarahita Prajnana Ghana Pratyagatho Sohanasmi Brahmaivahanasmi. Well, friends, we have seen in the last two episodes the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, chapter 1 and chapter 2 we have completed. So in chapter 1, the nature of yoga as the state of being in the self and otherwise getting lost into the chittavrittis. Being established in the self is defined as yoga, though it's not explained what it is. But what chittavrittis are has been explained in detail. And when the chittavrittis are arrested, chittavritti nirodha, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam, vritti sarupe mitaratra. So you are in the swarupa, your own true nature, when you are established without chittavrittis in yourself. And what is the true nature of yourself is not defined in the Yoga Sutras, but in the Upanishads it is defined that the true nature of the self is divine, is God, Brahman, Ayamatma Brahman. Whereas here it is left open for experiential answer to that question, who am I? So in the yoga system, the self-realization is the ultimate objective, which is achieved through samadhi. And samadhi has been defined as the state of yoga, the consummation of total yoga efforts, all the yoga summation is samadhi, and in samadhi the different levels. Samadhi means absorption. Come today more details. So in that state of samadhi there are many categories. savichara, nirvichara, and savikalpa, nirvikalpa, and sabija and nirvija. So nirvikalpa samadhi is supposed to be the highest, which people like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa have reached, and therefore they were declared as avatars. Now beyond that is nirvija samadhi, where there is no seed of karma also left, so that there is no back possible after reaching that stage. So before reaching that stage, it is possible to be born again, even though you achieved samadhi. So having explained all these things in chapter 1, they have now in chapter 2, what they have done is, Patanjali, what he has done is, he has explained the practical steps involved in reaching samadhi. In the first chapter, Samadhi Pada, he has explained what is yoga, what is samadhi, and different types of samadhi. And without samadhi, there is no scope for any, even if you understand the Veda, samadhi mein jana padta hai. So without getting into that deep meditation absorption stage, it is okay. Yeah, in the first chapter, the Samadhi Pada, the Uttama category, the highest category of yogis, yoga sadhakas, has been addressed as those who reach Samadhi directly. But since the general masses are not of the Uttama Adhikaris, then in the Sadhana Pada, in the second chapter, the procedure for achieving Samadhi has been explained in terms of practical steps, tapas, svadhyaya, isvara pranidhana,
and also the Ashtangas. All the Ashtangas have been explained in detail. And till Pratyahara, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. So the Yama and Niyamas, they form the core principles, 5 fundamental principles of Yamas. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. These are universal principles. And they are known as sovereign oaths, sovereign oaths. Mahavrata, Sarvabhauma, Mahavratam. So those core principles of 5 Yamas are found universally in all religions, though the emphasis may be varied. For example, even in Quran, if all the 5 principles have been mentioned clearly, though ahimsa was not given so much importance, whereas in Jaina and Buddha text, ahimsa was given, particularly in Jaina, the highest importance. But all the 5 are core fundamental principles in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, Sikhism, and Baha'ism, any other religion you can think of. The 5 fundamental principles are upheld, ordained in a high regard in all the scriptures. And you can say they are reflecting the dharma part. So that is why they become the core principles, the foundation for law. Dharma Shastras are based on these 5 yamas. And the law is also based on the dharma, which is 4 or 5 principles. Then the next niyamas are the desirable but not compulsory. The 5 are compulsory, universal sovereign oaths. And any abrogation, krita, karita, anumodita, ananta phala, it will result in a backlash which is endless. So the remaining 5, Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaswadhyaya, Isvara, Pranidhana, are next level, more advanced. They are not fundamental as yamas and as universal as yamas. They are not part of law, but they are desirable. They are something like directive principles in the constitution. Like, you should be pure in all levels, physical, mental, spiritual, and you should be contented, santosha, and you should perform austerity, tapasya, and then you should have Ishvara Pranidha, surrender to Ishvara. So who is Ishvara has been defined. Ishvara is defined as a personality who is unaffected by kleshas and karma, whereas we are all affected by kleshas and karma. And Ishvara is indicated by Om, Pranava, and any practice of Om, repeating it, chanting it a number of times, meditating on it, meditating on the sound, getting absorbed in the sound of resonance of Om, long Om, and getting absorbed into it, and then also contemplating on its meaning. These are all recommended practices to overcome miseries, kleshas, and their associated symptoms. Obstructions also, vyadhi, jnana, samshaya, alasya, avirati, pranti, darshana, antaraya, dukkha, daurmanasya, angamejesva, shvasa, prashvasa, vikshepa, sahava. So Om sadhana has been given the highest importance, and in the entire mantra shastra, as you know, every mantra starts with Om, and Om is indicated as the symbol of Ishvara in Yoga Darshana, and it is indicated as a symbol of Brahman in the Mandukya Upanishad. Om Ityekakshram Brahman. So Om sadhana has been explained in detail, and Yama Niyama Asana, coming to the asanas, in detail asanas have been referred but not explained, because Patanjali believes in very brief summary statements. So he simply said Sthiram Sukham Asanam. You should be able to sit for a long time. There is a sutra, Prayatna Shaitilyam. It is effortlessness and feeling of infinity. In fact, very interesting perspective that has emerged from the Nath Sampradaya is that each one of these yogangas, like say asana itself, can lead to samadhi. Pranayama itself can lead to samadhi if it is perfected to such an extent by the Guru's Kripa. So the coming to pranayama, again, it's a vast subject. So Patanjali spent only 3 sutras. He simply said it is variable according to Dirghakala, Deshakala Sankhyaabhi, Dirgha Sukshmaha. That it is a one short summary of a vast variety of pranayama practices, which I myself have gone through many decades. And he has just finished everything in one sutra of the details of practice of pranayama. Of course, the benefits he gave, Tato, and then he said, Tatakshiyate prakashavaranam, dharanasu cha yogyata manasa. So the fitness for the manas or mind for concentration comes from pranayama, and it will also remove the covering, the enclosure which is obstructing further progress. So pranayama maintains a central crucial role in the entire yoga system. It is a critical stage beyond which Raja Yoga starts, up to which Hatha Yoga stops. So Hatha Raja are not two different things. Hatam Vina Raja, Rajam Vina Hatha are meaningless. So pranayama is the junction point. So higher levels of pranayama itself, like there are physical pranayamas and spiritual pranayamas. So the physical pranayamas in Hatha Yoga, we have Bhastrika, Brahmari, Kapalabhati, Sitari, Sitkari, Surya Veda, Ujjayi, Plavini, Murcha. But the Raja Yoga pranayamas, which are higher pranayamas, start with Nadi Shodhana pranayama, which is ratios of Puraka, Rechaka, Kumbhaka in different ratios. Patanjali simply said the one sentence and saying long, short, different ratios, different locations, in different timings like that. But the Guru actually will teach you what exactly you have to practice in pranayama. And the purpose of pranayama is to purify the system. And Panchasikacharya is on record that pranayama is highest of tapasyas. So tapasya means heating up, purifying your system, body, mind complex. And when pranayama is successful, I have gone through intense pranayama sadhana from Swami Srirang Bharti, which resulted in a successful stage of Keval Kumbhaka. That is, breath stops automatically. Eyes go upwards, tongue goes upwards, and you enter into trance, samadhi, automatically. That is highest success in pranayama. So the after pranayama is pratyahara, which is withdrawing the senses from the external world into yourself. Then comes the real higher yoga. That is the chapter 3 we are going to do today, the Vibhuti-pada. There it starts with what is dharana, concentration. Not simply, in English concentration is okay, you concentrate on your studies, you concentrate on what you are telling. This is very mild stuff. Here we are talking of deep concentration. So dharana sucha yogyata manasaha. That will be possible only when you have reached perfection in pranayama. It will result automatically in deep concentration capabilities. So in that Deshabandhas Chittasya Dharana, this is the first sutra of Vibhuti-pada. So in the Vibhuti-pada, he has explained Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi and the Siddhis, the Vibhutis. Vibhuti means Siddhi. So Deshabandhas Chittasya Dharana, that is the Chitta being fixed like a rock onto a particular thing. It can be an external object of concentration, or it can be internal object of concentration, or it can be the self itself. If the chitta is absorbed in the self, there is no chitta at all, only self exists. And when the self exists alone, no chitta vrittis, no sarupyata with chitta vrittis, no false identification with objects. You are only the subject, you are the observer, you are drashta, you are not the drishyam. So the moment you are established in yourself, then you are able to reach the self. The small s self becomes the capital S self. Atma endu Paramatmanu Dilchara. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is a Bhakti Grantha, it is clearly mentioned, I have seen with my own eyes, that the yogi or bhakta, whosoever it is, will see the Paramatma inside his Atma. Atma endu Paramatmani Podagaduru. And he will be able to realize the Supreme Self, Paramatma, as capital, inside the small self, SELF, Atma, because both are same. Actually, Atma is a myth. It exists due to Maya, and only Paramatma is the reality. So, Ahankara, when it is added on to Paramatma, then you will assume the Jivatma status. If there is no Ahankara, then you are Paramatma. Then Ishvara is different again. You can ask this question, then how can Jiva be Ishvara? Jiva and Ishvara are having the same stuff in them, but they are not same. Like, if you have water in the ocean, water is there in all the waves and all the bubbles, but all the bubbles and all the waves are not same. Some waves are very big, some waves are very small. Some bubbles are very big, some bubbles are very small. Same, electricity power is there in all the lights, but the potency of each light is different. All lights are not same. So in that way, Ishvara, though he is having the Paramatma Tattva in him, he is having the powers of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Anugraha, and there are 6 qualities of Ishvara, which Jiva doesn't have. Jiva is simply having Ahankara and you are born and dying, taking birth again and again. So the Deshabandhas Chittasya Dharana, Tadeva Ardhamasa Nidhasam Swarupashi, after that is Tatra Prachayakatanata Dhyanam. So the same deep concentration, when it is continuous flow for a long time, then it is called Dhyana. So finally it is concentration in English. There is no better word in English than concentration and meditation. People have written books on the title Concentration and Meditation for the entire yoga system. But here it is being distinguished very minutely. So Deshabandha fixed on a point is Dharana. A continuous flow of that kind of a fixed concentration on a point is called Dhyana. So the explanation comparable is given to oil being flown from one vessel to the other. Oil will flow like this, continuously undisturbed. And also a jyoti without flickering, it will go on giving light. So these are some of the examples given. But please note, all these topics are purely practical. They are not theoretical. It's like explaining swimming in theory class. Okay, you lift your left leg, you put your right hand like that. If you tell, you can tell 100 times, but unless you actually swim, you'll never know swimming. In the same way here, unless you actually practice, you will never know what is dhyana, what is dharana, what is samadhi. In our course, we will be covering some parts of this, but not the entire thing. Tadeva ardhamas nirbhasam swarupa shunyamiva samadhi. So what is samadhi then different from dhyana? Dhyana is deep meditation. In deep meditation, very deep meditation, Tadeva ardhamasa nirbhasa. Only the absorption, swarupa shunyamiva, as if you are lost into it. Only that will be there. So you are lost into it, absorbed. That is samadhi. Again, these definitions are incomplete, though there are a lot of commentaries which are referred in this book. Particularly, I am referring to this book, Patanjali Yoga Pradeep, in Hindi. And he has given many quotations from many Ashyas like Vyasa Bhashya and Vijnana Bhikshu's Tika and Bhojaraja's commentary. So in the first chapter itself, Samadhi has been explained extensively. I have just now explained. So it is again explained here, referred here in a formal way as part of the Ashtangas, as the last Anga. Of course, Ashtangas are not to be believed to be sequential. They are parallel also. So like Yamanema cannot be finished and then you take up asana, it's not going to happen. Similarly, you cannot finish asanas and then go to what? Certain. To some extent, you can make progress before you go to the next one. You continue with the previous one and the next one also. Trayam ekatra samyama. And all the three are together, then it is called samyama. The word samyama in normal language means control, discipline. Here it's not that. Here it means the combination of dharana, jhana, samadhi. When all the three are combined, it is called samyama. And this samyama is very, very advanced stage. It is a concentration, meditation, and absorption. All three together. Tajya prajna, tajyayat prajnalokaha, tasya bhumishu vinyoga. So this samyama, if you conquer it, then you have reached Prajna Loka, that is the light of Samadhi, the enlightenment. But Jayat, even if you conquer, if you transcend the Samyama, you will reach enlightenment. Tasya Bhumish Viniyogaha, and that Samyama is to be deployed in various levels and stages. Of course, you have to read this book in detail to explain, get more detailed explanation. Trayam Antarangam Purvebhya. So these three are called Antarangas, in internal yoga angas, whereas the rest of the three are Bahirangas. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. Pratyahara is a junction point. Pranayama is more junction, but they all are physical, external. But here you are totally internal. You are absorbed in. So you can see how Shiva is absorbed. You can see why Valmiki got that name. He was so absorbed for so long time that anthills have been developed. Valmiki means anthill. So Valmiki simply means a man who came out of anthill. So that much is the absorption in Tapasya. They reach all the great rishis, all the great yogis, the entire community of enlightened souls, yogis, rishis, Mahanubhavas, Siddhas, they all were in Samadhi all the time, and more than Samadhi, in Samyama. And Tadapi Bahirangam Nirbijasya Vyuthana Nirodha Samskarayo Avibhava Pradurbhavo Nirodha Kshanajittanvayo Nirodha Parinamaha. So there are intricate matters relating to evolution. So when a yogi reaches those stages, he evolves to high order species, so to say. Of course, the word species may not be exactly correct. Becomes Superman, as my Swami Sriram Bhatt used to say. Samadhi will jane ke baad, man will become Superman. He used to tell me. So the parinama, the transcendence, evolution, sarvardhanayata gratayo kshayodayo chittasya samadhi parinamaha. Etena bhutendriyeshu dharmalakshana parinama vyakhyata. There are parinamas in the bhutas and indriya level also. I am not going into details because if I go into details, I cannot proceed further. I will go Shantodita Padeshya Dharmanpati me. Now in this Vibhuti Pada, explained how the yogi evolves into higher levels and gets powers, occult powers. So Pramanyatvam Parinamyatve Hetuhu Parinamatraya Samyamadati Tanagata Jnanam. So by performing Samyama, deep concentration, meditation, and absorption on the three types of changes, evolutions, you will know the past, present, and future. Trikala Jnata. Because things are continuously changing, they are evolving. By understanding the nature of change, you will be able to predict the nature of change in future. That is the fundamental principle of machine learning, statistical forecasting, and so on. So, Parinamatraya Samyamat, Atita Anagata Jnanam, Shabdartha Prachaya Animitayata Adhyasat Sankarastha Prabhav Praviva Samyamat Sarvabhuta Ruta Jnanam. So what is happening in all beings? Sarvabhuta Ruta Jnanam. That is the meaning of the sounds produced by all beings, animals, not only humans, but animals and even plants. See, normally we are able to measure these things through instruments, like Jagdish Chandra Bose developed an instrument which will be able to observe the, don't put messages to disturb everyone. Jagdish Chandra Bose developed an instrument to measure the life force in the plants. But without instruments, it is possible to reach the understanding of the knowledge of language of various living beings, plants, animals, microbes. Shabdartha pratyaya, prachayanam itaretara adhyasat, shabda ardha pratyaya. These three and their mutual superimposition, sankaraha, combinations, complex combinations, tat pravibhaga samyamat, and their divisions. By performing concentration, meditation, absorption on those, what I have defined just now, it is possible to understand the language of all beings. In fact, it is said that Janaka had the knowledge of the language of ants. And these are all siddhis, which very few people get it, but they are not impossible. We have seen in our Puranas, in our legends, various Siddha Purushas. I have seen with my own eyes, my own Guru, Swami Shilanand Bharti, and his Gurus, whom I have not seen, but I visited their Samadhis. They are Siddha Purushas. If you go to Khandwa, you can see Bade Dhuniwala Samadhi, where everybody tells the big boards written there what all siddhis he had with him. Whether Mahasiddha, he could make the dead humans or dead animals alive. He could enter into other bodies. He could do many miracles. So, a lot of such siddhas existed, but there are a lot of fake fakeries are also there. Who is fake, who is genuine, we cannot tell very clearly right now. But nowadays, the fakes are more than in the ancient times. So, the Siddha Purushas have the siddhis. To get an idea of what is siddhi, you see, it's like what you can do, but others cannot. Like, for example, you can easily make out the mind or thoughts of a baby or a child. But the child will be wondering how he knew what I am thinking. It is like a siddhi for him. Similarly, our Swami Shiran Bharti was able to read my mind and answer my question even before I raised it by my speech, because he was able to read my mind. And there are people like Nadi Shastra, people even today, they can possibly read your mind. They will also read the Nadi Shastra and tell your past, present, future. They'll tell all impossible things. So there are people who have that capability. So that is the siddhi by itself. So various siddhis are there. So various Siddha Purushas are there. Of course, there are a lot of fake people who claim to be Siddhas. There are a lot of fake reports of someone in the past who is supposed to have had those siddhis. He did this, he did that, he did this miracle. They will create a narrative. This has happened with many people who are known as prophets of various religions and Babas. I don't want to give exact names, not to hurt anybody. Babas and gurus and yogis and also prophets. A lot of narratives are there. Some of them may be fake. Some of them have been proven to be fake. A person who never existed has been projected to have existed and done so many things, miracles. And a person who was an ordinary fakir has been, portrayed and projected as to have performed extraordinary miracles with various powers. Is that really true? We don't know. Some people say it is all fake. Some people say it is real. And even some of the recent Babas who have shown miracles, some people say it is all fake. Now, I maintain I reserve my comments on such claims as they're fake or real. Samskara Sakshat Karanat Purva Jati Jnanam. So this is the Sutra number 18. From the understanding or the ability to realize the samskaras of a person, you will be able to tell what was his previous birth. Prachayasya parachitta jnanam. So, in fact, Kalki Avatar is supposed to be of a high order siddhi capability, where without a real war, you'll be able to change the minds of others who are indulging in some kind of world wars with some kind of atomic nuclear weapons and so on, without even going near to them. So that power in the mind. न च तत्सालम्बनं तस्या विषयीभूतत्वात् कायरूप संयमात् तद्ग्राह्य शक्ति संस्तंभे चक्षु प्रकाश संप्रयोगे अंतर्धानम. So by performing samyama on the optic nerve capability, by preventing the light passing through the optic nerve signal, it is possible to be becoming disappeared, antardhanam. Svapakramam nirupakramam cha karma tatsamyamat parantajnanam arishtebhyo va. So the karma which is going up or going down, by focusing on the karma, it is possible to tell what is going to happen in future and what is going to happen in terms of arishtas, the bad omens. Of course, these things are also indicated in the Jyotish Shastra in its own way. But here we are talking of the Yoga Siddhis. And Yoga Siddhis have been universally approved by each and everyone. Even in Ayurveda, they have been referred. Even in other Shastras, they have mentioned yogic perception, like Vaiseshika talks of yogic perception. And there are people like Leadbeater who could see the molecular structures with their own mental perception. They never used any microscope. Maitriyadishu balani, baleshu hasti baladini. It is possible to acquire huge strength. Pravritchalokanyasya sukna vyaveta diva prakrishtha jnanam bhavana jnanam surya samyamat. So by performing samyama on the sun, the motions of planets around the sun are understood. And Nabhi Kupe Kaya Vyuha Jnanam. Chandre Tara Vyuha Jnanam. So Dhruve Tad Gati Jnanam. So normally we require telescopes, microscopes and all that. But here the power of the occult power is so high that by the focus of Samyama, Dharana, Jhana, Samadhi together on a particular object, you will know the entire subject of that object into your head directly. Dhruva, the North Pole star, by focusing on that, you will know the entire rotation of the stars around it. Like, the focus means not ordinary focus. It is like, Arjuna, when he was asked, what do you see? He says, I am only seeing the eye of the bird and nothing else. Whereas all others said, I am seeing the bird, I am seeing the tree, I am seeing so many other things. And similarly, here it is very, very deep concentration. Nabhi Chakra Kaya Vyuha Jnanam. So by performing Samyama on the Nabhi Chakra, navel, you can get to know the entire anatomy, physiology. Kantakupe Shutpipasa Nivrittihi. So by performing Samyama on the Kantakupa, he will overcome hunger and thirst. Kurmanadyas Thairyam. On performing Samyama on Kurmanadi, you will get stability. Murdhan Jyotish Siddha Darshanam. So by performing Samyama on the Murdha, it is possible to see the darshan of Siddha Purushas, like Bada Duniwala, Babaji, and all these various Siddha Purushas, Siddhas, Mahasiddhas, who are sometimes avatars, great yogis. Pratibhadva Sarvam. So you can know everything. Sarvajñatvam. Hridaye Chitta Samvit. By performing samyama on hridaya, the status or the motions of the chitta can be read. Sattva purushayo atyanta sankirnayo prachaya visesho bhogaha parardha अन्वयार्थ संयमात पुरुष ज्ञानम. चित्त और पुरुष जो परस्पर अत्यंत भिन्न है, उन दोनों के प्रतियोगियों के अभेद भोग है. उनमें से परार्थ प्रतिवेद से भिन्न जो स्वार्थ प्रतीति है, उसमें संयम करने से पुरुष का ज्ञान होता है, अर्थात पुरुष विषय प्रज्ञा उत्पन्न होती है. These are very advanced even to understand, let alone achieve. ततः प्रतिभा श्रवण वेदना आदर्श स्वादा वार्ता जायन्ते. So by achieving that Swardha Samyama level, this is a type of Samyama. Pratibha, Pratibha, Shravana, Vedana, Adarsha, Aswada Varta, that is all the 5 sensory signals can be achieved. Like I've heard one case when Gandhiji died and his funeral was being conducted in Delhi. A person in Tenali was able to see that with his power. He was able to explain to audience what exactly was happening. There was no TV. There was no radio also so popularly those days. So what it means is that these siddhis are actually obstructions for the self-realization. There in the higher order progress level, they come and go. बंधकारण शैथिल्यात् प्रचार संवेदना चित्तस्य परशरीरावेशः परकाय प्रवेशम. Bade Dhuniwala was able to see by breaking the causes of bonding with the body. बंधकारण शैथिल्यात् प्रचार संवेदना चित्तस्य परशरीरावेशः उदानजयात् जलपंक कंटकादिषु asanga utkrantischa. Out of the 5 pranas, prana, apana, samana, udana, samana. So by conquering udana, you will be able to elevate yourself and travel in the air without touching what is on the ground, like thorns and water and slush. Elevation and air travel, sky travel. It is called Khechara Siddhi. Like if you take the example of Shankaracharya, he came from Kedarnath to Kerala in a very high speed when his mother was on the deathbed. How did he come? If he starts walking, because there were no aeroplanes, there were no trains, there were no buses. He went by walk, of course, or maybe some extent some people go by horses. But even if you take a horse or anything, it will take many days, if not weeks, to reach Kerala from Kedarnath. He just came by Akash Margam. Samanajayat Jwalanam. Shrotraakashayo Sambandha Samyamat Divyam Srotram. See, now we know our technology now. We are, tele-audio, like radio and so on. But here, without all that, with the human body itself, the Samyama, the power of Samyama. Shrotraakashayo Sambandha Samyamat. By performing Samyama on the relationship between Akasha and Srotra, here, it is possible to Divyam Srotram, be able to hear long distances sounds. Kaya Akashayo Sambandha Samyamat Lagutula Samapatte Akashagamanam. So by performing Samyama on the body and the Akasha, it is possible to float and travel in the Akasha. बहिराकल्पिता वृत्तिर महा विदेहा ततः प्रकाशावरण क्षयः। शरीर से बाहर कल्पना न कही हुई वृत्ति महाचित्त देहा है, उसमें प्रकाश के आवरण का नाश होता है। These are higher yoga siddhis. I had a very few small experiences with my own guru and with my own sadhana, but these are all very advanced siddhis. In fact, the Ashtasiddhis are being explained. Rupa, Lavanya, Bala, Vajra Sangha, Samhanatvani, Kaya Sampat. So like we heard of Hanuman, Atulita Baladhamam, Swarna Jailavadeham. We all call him Bajrang, right? What is Bajrang? Do you know what is Bajrang? It is Vajrang. Va and bar same in Bengali and Hindi sometimes. So Vajrang, his body is like diamond, hard. Kaya Sampat. So Rupa, Lavanya, Bala, Vajra Samhana, Natvani. Even with Vajra, it will not be affected. Grahana Swarupa, Asmita Anvayartha, Tva Samyamadi, Indriya Jayaha, conquest of the Indriyas. See, normally, I want to tell you one thing very emphasizedly. A lot of people talk only theoretical Vedanta without reaching any of these stages, let alone these stages, even basic before that. They die out of heart attack, they die out of stress, they have diabetes and all kinds of problems. Who very famous persons who will go on giving lectures on theoretical Vedanta. They have not even an iota of yoga in them. They cannot even have good health, let alone siddhis. So what is the point? You know, an ounce of practice is superior to a ton of theory. This is a proverb. Tato manojavitvam vikarana bhavaha pradhanajayascha. So manojavam marata tulya vegam. That is manojavitvam is being explained here. One of the siddhis, being able to travel at the speed of mind. Vayuvega, manovega. Vikarana bhavaha pradhana jayascha. Conquering pradhana, that is mahat. Sattva purushayantas akhyadimatrasya sarvabhavadhishtantram sarvajñatritvam cha. You know the Ashtasiddhis, Anima, Garima, Laghima, Mahima, Isattva, Vashattva, Prakamya. So here Sarvajñatva is able, that yogi can reach that Sarvajñatva by Sattva Purusha, Anyata Akhyadimatrasya, Sarvabhava Adhishthanatritvancha, Sarvajñatritvancha. चित्त और पुरुष के भेद जानने वाले के सारे भावों का मालिक होना है और सर्वज्ञ होना प्राप्त होता है. See, Hindi translation also will be no good. There's not simply Sanskrit words. It is there's a lot of power behind each word, and that is being explained in the various commentaries. Vijnana Bhikshu, Bhoja, apart from Vyasa Bhashya. Tad Vairagyadapi Dosha Bijakshaya Kaivalyam. So after all this has been reached, by Vairagya, by not having any desires, you will get Kaivalya. Because what is the point in all these things if you have desires? You will not get Kaivalya. Thanyupanimat mantrane sangamasya karanam punar anishtha prasangat kshanata kramayo samyama vivekajam jnanam. So jnana being reached through viveka, क्षणतत् क्रमयोः संयमात, क्षण और उसके क्रम संयमा, संयम करने से विवेकजम, विवेक ज्ञान उत्पन्न होता. On 1 second क्षणा संयमा and its sequence, you will get विवेकजम ज्ञानम. जाति लक्षण देशैरन्यतानवच्छेदात् तुल्यो अस्ततः प्रतिपत्तिः तारकं सर्वविषयं सर्वार्थ विषयामकम चेति विवेकजम ज्ञानम. So what happens is these yogis who got these siddhis, they will be hankered after by the common people. Ordinary people will run behind them saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. So in the process, this man will lose all his power. And then these people who went to him, common people, they will say, you are God, he's God, like that. And he will become very popular, Baba or God and Avatar and this and that. So everybody will run there. Those who go there, they hardly understand either Yoga Darshana or Vedanta Darshana. They don't know anything. They may not even know one word of Gita or Sanskrit or anything. They will simply go to get some benefit. They may get also. I'm not denying they will. But the point is, Sattva Purushayo Suddhi Samye Kaivalyamiti. But the objective is not this. You know, like Ramkishwaram sir told one story. There was one great Pandit who was going in a boat, and the boat was in the middle of Ganga. And that Pandit asked that boat driver, do you know Vedanta? Do you know Yoga? Do you know Nyaya? Do you know Sankhya? Do you know Mimamsa? Do you know Vyakarna? That fellow said, I don't know anything. So then he said, your life is a waste. And suddenly the boat started capsizing. So the boatman asked, do you know swimming? No, I don't know swimming. Then all your knowledge is a waste. Your life is not going to be there. So that way, all this, in fact, the Amshwarams also saw one man walking on the water after doing sadhana for 50 years or 60 years. Rameshwaram said, I can just take a boat instead of putting all that painful sadhana. So finally, the goal is Kaivalyam. So the next chapter, which we'll do next week, is Kaivalyapada. And in that Kaivalyapada, Kaivalyam Moksha is being explained. So, Sattva Purushayo Suddhi Samye Kaivalyamiti. चित्त और पुरुष की समान सिद्धि होने पर कैवल्य होता है. So I told you on the first day in the Sankhya Darshana, there is a statement Asangoyam Purushaha at the end. That is the ultimate realization that I am Purusha and I am not Prakriti. I am Asanga. That is Kaivalya. So in the beginning, Trividha Dukkha Nivritti Atyanta Purushartha, that is the first sutra of Sankhya discussed. So the dukkhas are afflicting you. How to overcome is the Purushartha, the human effort. Various Adibhavika, Adivika and Ajyadhika dukkhas. So that is because of your integration with the Prakriti. So when you realize you are nothing to do with Prakriti, you are Purusha. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivo. Mano Buddhya Hankara Chittadinaham Natvakshotra Jihve Nachagrana Netre Nacha Vyomarna Bhumirna Tejo Navayu Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivo. Chidanandarupa Shivo Shivo. Namrichurna Shanka Name Jati Veda Pita Naiva Me Naiva Mata Na Janma Na Bandhurna Mitrang Gurur Naiva Sishya. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivo. Name Dvesharago Name Lobhamoho Mado Naiva Me Naiva Matsarya Bhava Na Dharmo Na Chatho Na Kamo Na Moksha. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivo. That is Kaivalya Sthiti. In Avadhuta Gita, Ashtavakra Samhita, I have given many lectures. You can see my name in CSR Prabhu in YouTube. You'll get all those lectures. The self-realization is explained in the yoga retreat also. I have explained that. So self-realization is Kaivalyam, Moksha, automatically. It is such a state where even Moksha has no meaning. Because Moksha is only when there is Bandha. It is a stage where beyond Bandha and Moksha. So that is Kaivalya. Kevala Tattva Nirantara Shukta. Gaganakara Nirantara Hamsa. Shunyagare Tishtati Nagno. This is Avadhuta saying. Vindati Vindati. Nahi nahi yatra chando lakshana nahi nahi tatra. Samara samagno bhavita pota pranapati tattvam. Paramavadhutaha. Paramatatvam, Paratatvam, Avadhuta problems. So I'll stop here. I finished my lecture today.
ధన్యవాదములండి. Thank you so much. Now, let's have a question and answer session. Anybody wants to ask any question, please raise your hands. Or, you are all unmuted. You can unmute yourself and talk.
Namaskar, sir. May I ask a question, Gautam Mukherjee?
Yeah.
Sir, any siddhi is there by which people will be able to see the past events, like say, for example, this Goinda, investigations in police. Suppose what really happened to Netaji? For example, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, there is a lot of controversy about what exactly happened to him. So, can there be any siddhi, but by which somebody will be able to say, yes, this has happened?
Yes, definitely. But such a person has to be located. I am not that.
Such person can be a good detective. Can be employed in detective department, and he can solve all the cases.
If you recall the Puranic stories and all the rishis, mute your mics, all the rishis were able to just close their eyes and tell what happened. Remember, many stories are there. Even Valmiki or Vishwamitra or so many others. Any topic, they will close their eyes, they will enter into samadhi, and they will come to know, and they will tell.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Anybody else?
Bolo.
I think no more questions. People are quite satisfied.
No, I have a question, sir. I have a question.
Yes, go ahead. Who is speaking?
So if, by Jyotish, if somebody is told that in your past birth, you were Mahagyani, you had knowledge of Vedas, etc., and this birth is probably your last birth, then the question is, in this birth, I don't know all those Vedas and all those Shastras, but when I will die, my Atma will become lean into the Paduka of Prabhu.
PK Sharma ji बोल रहे हैं?
Yes, sir, from Kolkata. Namaskar.
Namaskar. How are you? Yeah, good. Good to hear your voice after a long time. So I think
good to hear your entire lecture, sir. It was very enlightening for me, because in my past birth, I was told by Nadi Jyotish that I was able to, be a very Mahagyani of Shastras and Vedas, etc. But in this birth, I don't know anything about Shastras and Vedas. So my carry forward is carrying me forward. So the question is, what should I do?
No. You see, the answer is very simple. You should achieve jnana. Forget about. There's no point in thinking of past. Past birth, whatever has happened. You forget about it. Gatam gataha. Okay. Now you talk of present. You talk of present, it will become future result. So if you acquire kaivalyam, moksha, then you will not be born again. Otherwise, you'll be born again, and all the headache starts. Okay?
No, that is the forecast, that I will not be born again. But I am Mahagyani now.
Then there's no problem. If you trust that forecast, then there's no problem. You acquire jnana, and you will be in moksha state. That's it. Over. Just now I chanted Chidananda Rupa Shiva. You be in that state all the time.
No, I was told, listen to Mahanyas for 1 hour every day and do dhyan.
Very good. See, in the Mahanyas, if you are able to understand what is being told, see.
I am able to understand, because my Sanskrit schooling was very good. So many mantras I can make out. But all mantras I cannot make out. But after that, I have to do क्या बोलते हैं उसको, शिवलिंग के ऊपर पानी डाल करके गंगा जल 108 बार.
See, in the Mahanyas, the core takeaway is this: Deho Devalaya Prokto, Jivo Deva Sanatana, Jajed Ajnana Nirmalya, Soham Bhavena Puja. Soham Hamsa, Hamsa Soham. So, Hamso Nama Sadashiva. These are the Mahanyasa quotations actually. This is the core central theme there. That is, this body is a temple. This body is a temple, and this Jiva is himself Shiva. And remove the Nirmalya of, that is, hours of yesterday, called Ajnana, and do the new puja of Soham. Soham Bhavena Puja. Soham, Soham, Soham. In reverse, it becomes Ham, So, Ham, So, Ham, So. That Hamsa means Shiva. Hamso Nama Sada Shiva. So you are Shiva. You have to experience that. So you elevate yourself. Uddharayad Atmana Atmanam. So you elevate. That whole Mahanyasa is the most powerful elevating process. Of course, once you finish it and come out, you are Jiva, and Shiva is different. So you pray to Shiva by putting water on the Shiva's symbol, indicator. Linga means indicator.
Ganga Jal Abhisheka every day, 108 बार on Shivling, and just keep on saying Shivoham, because my daily routine is, dialysis and back to home, dialysis and back to home, and dialysis and back to home. Now I am totally unemployed, but it is so difficult to concentrate and, listen to Mahanyas every day 1 hour, and then do 108 times Abhishek and say Shivoham. मन तो भटकता है ना सर, दिमाग घूमता रहता है ना सर.
No, you keep doing whatever is feasible, but what is important is your level of consciousness, the level to which you have taken yourself up. So, Uddharayad Atmanat, you elevate yourself. Don't ever fall. You remain elevated. And that's what the Mahanyasa does.
While I am listening to Mahanyas, I should do closed eyes and dhyan and put all my concentration on the mantra jap and try to understand
Absolutely.
that. After that is over,
Not just
I will
understand.
do Jal
Not
Abhishek,
just understand.
and that should become my daily routine.
Rudrakshekam comes later. During Mahanyas, there is no Rudrakshekam. So during Mahanyas, you have not just try to understand, but you have to be deeply absorbed into that stage. You have to elevate yourself to that stage and be absorbed in it. That's it. You will be liberated. Okay, next question.
Now, the issue is that I keep awake in the night, and Brahma Muhurt starts at 4 a.m. So I can start my Mahanyas at 4 a.m. and listen to that mantra jap and go into deep concentration and concentrate on that all the time until it finishes. Is that okay on a daily routine basis?
Yeah, perfectly. Perfectly all right. But have you taken bath before all this?
Sir, I don't have bath every day because it is not possible. My back has become bad. I can't stand, I can't sit. I am mostly lying on the bed.
Or you are at least some kind of cleaning you are doing?
Yes, I have a bath before I come for dialysis. 3 times a week, I have a bath. Myself, I have a bath.
Okay, fine. Whatever is feasible, but what is very important to note is your level of awareness. In fact, the Brahmaloka, somebody told me recently, is nothing but your level of Brahmic awareness. So all the lokas are your own levels of consciousness. So you have to maintain that high level Aham Brahmasmi, Shivoham kind of level, not just chanting without understanding or even understanding partly. That is all fine. But it has to come to a level where you are in that level. You are absorbed you are absorbed into Shiva. That is Shiva.
So if I keep listening to Mahanyas for 1 hour while I'm on my bed in Brahma Muhurta, and after that is over, if I can manage to get my shivling on my bed and do Abhishek with Ganga Jal and keep on repeating Shivoham,
Yes,
Shivoham 108 times every day.
yes. That will be wonderful. And you have to
That is
reach that level
thing,
of
sir. Thank you. With your blessings, my life has become blessed. I have studied your Vaisheshika translation in your office. I have studied your translation for Vaibhanik Shastra. I have studied your yoga book also. I have done a lot of studies and I am truly blessed to be your disciple.
Wonderful. So you
Okay.
also see my recent lectures, videos on Avadhuta Gita, Ashtavakra Samhita. They are there in YouTube. They are very enlightening. So you have to maintain that level of enlightenment. Finally, what matters is your level of awareness. Let the death come anytime, it doesn't matter. If the death comes when you are in an enlightened state, you will not be born again. So
Sir, I am
what the
kidney will become all right, and my age has become extended by 10 years because of all those pariharas of all the 10 chapters of Nadi Jyotish, and now my age has become 10 years more, so I will live up to a age of 82 years, and after that Kartik Mase, Shukl Pakshe, Sandhya, Samay, all the family members will be there and my pran will depart.
Don't worry about all that. Even if it departs right now, it doesn't matter. If you are enlightened. So just don't worry about death, because it will not come when you are there, and when it comes, you are not there. So you don't worry about. So you are more
for coming
to be
10
concerned
years,
about your level.
every day morning, if I listen to Mahanyas for 10 years, multiply by 365 days, that means 3,650 time days, so many pujas I will do, then I'm truly blessed in this life.
Yes, no, this process will result in spark, the enlightenment spark. That's what is important. That will come. Okay.
Okay, sir. And if I become okay, then I will be jumping around. I will come and meet you also.
Oh. Right.
Okay, who is anybody else wants to ask any question?
Sir, one more thing. Keep on doing your Ashirwad to me all the time.
Yes. When we consider worldly act, okay. The question, Ratnam Challa, is you see, it is the worldly activities and the spiritual sadhana. Both are like day and night. They are becoming one after the other automatically. You cannot escape from worldly activities. You should not escape from spiritual activities. In fact,
sir, I am now involved very much in Jan Seva. I have made alphabetic keyboard. I have made a Varnamala keyboard. I have made an application for doing wonderful things. Now I'm working on a solar project, 8 foot by 4 foot mirror. And I'm trying to ask Modi ji, stop sending gas, stop sending electricity, use my solar and make hot water for cooking and make steam for generating power. And then you are already, everybody is connected by cell phone. So stop making roads also. Just do simple things as per my suggestion. But I don't think he will listen,
Doesn't matter. You do what you want to do.
Okay,
Ratnam Challa got your answer.
I will be definitely successful.
Thank you so much.
Anybody else?
Sharma ji, thank you so much.
Thank
Okay, Ratnam ji.
Thank you, Mahodaya. Your lecture was very much enlightening, and I'm very grateful that I am able to listen to your lectures through YouTube, and your knowledge is such a vast knowledge that you have acquired in your lifetime. I really congratulate you for all that. But people, everybody is not fortunate to get that type of opportunity or that type of knowledge that you could achieve in your this this life that you are having. I congratulate you for that. But being in samadhi for in any even if for some time, for about 1 hour, we get into that samadhi mood, then coming out of it, there's some fear that is coming into our mind. No, I should not be in this. I should not be disconnected with everything. I should be in this activity. I cannot leave everything and be in my samadhi state. That is the fear that is there in me.
Listen. Let me answer this question before I go to the next question. If you remember Shiva in the Shiva Purana, he will be always in samadhi. You know, Shiva's painting or picture, he will always in samadhi. And some problem will come. And then people will run to him. Then he will come out of samadhi. Then he will tackle that problem. So similar to that, all the people who are into samadhi, they will be there for a certain time, depending on the person. You see, some people may be there for many days, many weeks, many months, underground, buried. Or my Guruji, Swami Srinivandabhadi, was buried for 22 days. And his classmate, I saw with my own eyes, buried for some 3 days. And he wanted me to take sannyas and then get buried into samadhi for some 10 days. I never took sannyas. My mother didn't allow to give permission. That is one type of samadhi. But then, for grihasthas, short time is possible. Few minutes, 20 minutes maximum. Just nothingness, just absorption. So, many times I've experienced that kind of absorption, particularly in Ramana Maharshi's cave, in the top of the Arunachalam. And basically, it means nothing is there, you are into yourself. So, you see, the universe which appears to exist is appearing because of the senses and the mind. So, in Samadhi, the senses and mind are both stopped. They are not there. And life, breathing is also stopped. Mind is also stopped. Now, everything is stopped. Only you are in yourself. So, actually, whatever appears to be real is not really real. It appears to be real. That's all. So, even that little bit experience of samadhi or deep meditation, in fact, the word samadhi is also very big. Even jhana, deep meditation is also good enough. That little bit experience of self, that is pure self, is enough. When you have to come out anyway, like you have to shuttle between the 3 states: waking state, deep sleep state, dream state, and maybe samadhi state sometimes. Deep meditation, if not samadhi. They're all very similar. So you are shuttling between 3-4 states. Who is that shuttling? I am shuttling. I am in school. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not senses. I am not designation. I am not Aadhaar number. I am not PAN number. I am not address. I am not relationship. I am not so and so. I am not none of this. I am there. Then who am I? Can you say I am not there? You cannot say I am not there. I am there very much. Only I am there. In fact, everything else is changing. Recently, I met a classmate of mine after 55 years. So when I met him, he was so happy. I was so happy. His body is different now, and my body is also different. We can trace and say, okay, same fellow is this fellow. But who is meeting whom? That means 55 years ago, whatever feeling I had in my mind, I am now getting in him. So that self connecting 55 years ago, or it could be previous life, or like in your case, from your brother's time, for 60, 70 years, you know each other. So that kind of connection is there without the body being involved. So body is changing, everything is changing, but I am not changing. So I-ness, I, that I is not changing. Aham, so aham. So I am, so who is that I? I'm not talking of ego. Without ego also I exist. So pure consciousness without ego is Atman. And it is same in you and same in me. It's identical. Only the experiences are changing. Conditions are changing. The sensory objects, mental activities are different in different people. But the consciousness is same. And these are nothing but conditionings, the modifications of the pure consciousness. What is mind? What is thought? Mind is nothing but series of thoughts. And what is a thought? A thought is nothing but a conditioning of the consciousness. Atman modified vikara in the pure Atman is a thought and mind. But without Atman, there is no modification, there is no thought, there is no mind. So I exist first. So I am that. So if you stop the mind, that is what is yoga. Yoga is chitta vritti nirodha tada drashtu swarupe avasthan. You are in yourself. Then who am I? Chidananda Rupa Shiva. You cannot say any word to explain what is that because it is pure consciousness. Chit Ananda. Sat Chidam. I exist, therefore I am Sat. I am consciousness, therefore I am Chit. And I am in happy state. You see, now you take a baby, for example. Mostly, adults are extremely disturbed. You cannot find a single adult who is very happy. Babies are happy. Now, I got a granddaughter. She's so happy that we become happy when you sit with granddaughter. She is about 8 months, 9 months old. She is so happy. Of course, she will also be crying sometimes. But when she is happy, she is extremely happy. And when we sit with her, we are also extremely happy. Ananda. So then we realize that Ananda is our true nature. Sat, existence, I exist. Nobody can say I don't exist. If you say I don't exist, then who is saying that I don't exist? So somebody must be there to say that. So that existence is definite. And consciousness, Chetana, I'm able to perceive, I'm able to know, I'm able to do also. Chit, Sat, Chit, Anand. Anand, that is my nature. Anandoham, Anandoham, Anandoham. Satchidanandam. That is my true nature. The rest is all, it's all clutter, coming and going. So many things come and go. Finally, nothing. Like dream. So many dreams have come and gone. Every day we are dreaming. So many dreams come as if they are real. But the moment you come out of the dream, you realize they are not real. So everything in this samsara swapna tulyohi, the world which you see, is also a kind of a dream. Everyone has a different dream at different times. So you have one dream, I have one dream. So it is not real. So every individual gets a different perception of the universe and life and reality. The dream is living a different dream. So when no dreams are there, that is deep sleep, deep meditation. I will conclude this lecture in answer to your question by one sloka. O Shiva Matihi, my mind is Prakriti, Shakti, Girija, Amavara. Sahachara Prana, my pranas, 5 pranas are the Pramadaganas, your Sahacharas. Shariram Gruham, this body is the house in which I live or you live. Puja te Vishayopabhoga Rachana, all things which I see, hear, smell, all this is puja for you. Sanchar Pradayo Pradakshina Vidhi, all every step I is a protection to you. Yajjatha state, deep sleep is my samadhi state, where I am joining you. Sanchara Pradayo Pradakshina Vidhi Stotrani Sarvagiro. Whatever I am speaking is a praise stotra for you. Yajyat karomi tattad akhilam. Whatever I am doing, Shambho Tavaradhanam, I am doing worshipping you only. So this sloka has got two meanings. One is a bhakti meaning to Shiva. Second is a jnana meaning. I am Shiva. So this is a liberated state of avadhuta. I'll stop there for you. Other questions, let us answer.
Okay.
Thank you. Dhanyawad, Guruji. I'm really blessed to hear you. Thank you very much.
BRC Murthy garu.
నమస్కారం గురువు గారు. ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఆర్థరైటిస్ కి ఇనిషియల్ స్టేజ్ డయాబెటిస్ వీటికి ఏమన్నా స్పెషల్ ముద్రాలు కానీ ఏమన్నా ఆసనాలు స్పెషల్ గా ఉన్నాయా?
యోగా క్లాస్ లో ఈ సెషన్ లో యోగా క్లాస్ లో అవన్నీ మాట ఇక్కడ కాదు మాట.
Okay, Gautam ji.
Sir, namaskar, sir. Actually, we just wanted to have a verification that deep sleep is also there. There is no thought, but there is no awareness. We have like unconscious. But whereas deep meditation, there also we are as if this chitta-vritti is not there, but we are conscious. Is that, sir? Is that not two different things? This is the difference.
They're partly different, but they're somewhat similar also. See, the point is that when you are in deep sleep, until you wake up, you don't know what happened. So after you wake up, then you'll say, "Oh, I had a good sleep." That's the only thing you can say. So, "Oh, I had a great, happy sleep, good sleep." That means what happened at that time? You are happy. You are in yourself. You are enjoying yourself. That you know when you wake up. Oh, I was so happily sleeping. You know, when you sleep, see a baby sleeping. Oh, happily the baby is sleeping. So that is deep sleep. Now, what happens regarding samadhi or deep meditation? Deep dhyana is also samadhi. I'll give you an example of my own experience. So once I went to Tiruvannamalai, Ramana Maharshi's ashram.
But it was nothing impossible.
Please mute your mics. All of you mute your mics.
Which was pretty popular among the locals.
Some noise is coming. Mute your mics. Okay. So when I went to the spot in the mountain top cave where Ramana Maharshi was meditating for 6 years, there is a particular spot where he sat. And there is a Shivlinga there. A lot of people are waiting in queue to sit in that spot. That's a big cave. It is like a house on the top of mountain. Around 20-30 people can go inside. It is all pin drop silence. Mostly they are foreigners and some Indians. So I waited for some time to get that spot. Then finally I sat in that spot in Padmasana, erect. Then I lost myself completely. I lost consciousness completely. I didn't know what happened. Even now when I remember, I feel very happy. I was in total relaxation state. Because you have to climb up the mountain, asana, pranayama, everything is over. By the time you reach there, you go directly into deep meditation or samadhi type. Complete blankness. Nothing is there. So after some time, my legs started paining, which in Padmasana. Then I realized I had to wake up, stand up. So I took the help of my companion. Then I found I lost myself for quite some time. Not exactly known how much time, but long time. Even now, when I remember, I feel so happy and peaceful. Then I was wondering what happened to me. So I just was trying to walk down again the mountain. I came down and then went to the other side of the mountain where is a temple of Arunachala, Shiva temple. So I went inside the temple. I had darshan and came out. And one person was sitting there. He was speaking with me in Tamil. And he somehow understood what happened to me. By looking at my face or whatever reason, he got an idea of what happened. So he said, Shiva is not somewhere else. This Jiva himself is Shiva. I was shocked because he started telling in Tamil, Ja and Shar said. He said Jiva or Shiva, same letter will be written. You can read it as Jiva or as. He was telling all this. I was shocked. Who is this man and who is telling me all this? Because this level of knowledge is not an ordinary thing, it's extraordinary. We are looking very simple. And he told this because he could make out from my face that I had some kind of experience. That's why he told that. So I was wondering, I was looking at him and trying to find out who is he. And in the meanwhile, my companions came and then I left the place. Because there is a underground temple also there where Ramana Maharshi performed. If you go to Arunachalam, Tiruvannamalai, you can see all. Then after I came out, I went to Patanjali. Then at Aravind Ashram. I have one very close friend and disciple, one Sadhadu Ranade. I taught yoga there. So I told him this what happened. So he asked me, what exactly happened? Did you experience cosmic consciousness? I said, there is no cosmos, there is nothing. Sarva Shunyam. Nirabhasam Samadhistasya Lakshana. Nothing is there. Then after that, I came back to Hyderabad. I went and met Pushpagiri Shankaracharya. And I told him this. So I asked him, what is this? Then he said, this is Shunyavastha. And Buddha talked only about this. Sarvam Shunyam Shunyam. But then even in that Shunyavastha, you are there. Not that you disappeared completely. If you had disappeared completely, you will not come back. And when you came back, you were regaining consciousness on the legs and body and all the water. That means you were there. So that means the self is not Shunya. Everything else is Shunya. Everything else gone. But self is not gone. But it is pure consciousness, unconditioned. Sat Chid Ananda. I am explaining this. Just one that experience is enough for me to explain to people. And whomsoever I explained, now I explained to you, they were shocked and thrilled. They felt as if they also experienced. So the nature of the self is just pure consciousness. It is nothingness because somethingness means mind is there, senses are there, something is there. But nothingness means senses don't exist, mind doesn't exist, but I exist. Okay?
So it is told that this Shunna is basically Purna. Shunna is actually basically Purna.
Yeah. That is why mathematics also, infinity and zero, they are closely related. See, like Purna Mada, Purna Midam, Purna Purna Mudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Avasya. Even after the Purna is coming out of the Purna, Purna remains Purna. So 0 minus 0, 0, 0 and infinity, they are two faces of the same coin. So Purna is 0, also infinity. So that is the nature of the God, nature of Brahman, Satchidananda. So even Ramakrishna Paramsa told one single word definition. Define God means Satchidananda. Existence, consciousness, and Anand. That's nothing else. Whatever you say, in addition to that, will become an attribute. It will become a thought. It will become mind. It will become senses. Everything. The whole Maya will start. So, without anything, it is Sarva Shunyam, Nirabhasam, Samadhistasya Lakshanam.
Okay, thank you so much for 1.5 hours of lecture today and also question answer session. Now, shall we close?
Yes, are there any other questions? Or, related questions?
Namaste,
Sir,
Namaste,
please
Prabhu.
please permit to ask Dr. Prabhu to explain Ahankar versus aham asmi. Aham asmi is the
So that's
knowledge
what
that
I
I
was telling you.
exist, and ahankar is different.
Yeah, I just told you a few minutes ago. Ego is different from Atman. Pure consciousness is Atman. The sense of I, the existential consciousness. I exist, that's all. I'm not having any attributes. I'm not having any definitions. I'm not having any limitations. Then that is pure consciousness. And that pure consciousness is the same in you and me, or in an animal, or in a plant, or in everything. So now, the moment the ego comes into picture, then your identity is coming separate. You are so and so, you have this name, you have this other number, you have this PAN number, you have this body, you have this address, you have this father, mother, the whole samsara will start. So ego is the root cause of the samsara bandha. So once the ahankara comes, the mamakara comes immediately. I, and then mine. Then mamakara comes, raga comes. When raga comes, dvesha also comes. Then once all these four are there, then kama will come. Then kama is not fulfilled, krodha will come. If kama is fulfilled, lobha will come. If lobha is also fulfilled, moha will come. Then mada will come. Then if not, matsarya. So all these 10 will come. So the whole samsara, maya, samsara will be appearing in front of you, which actually does not exist in reality. Maya. You will be fooled to believe that all that exists. I tell you what exactly happened recently to myself in my normal, human existence. You'll be shocked. I got a phone call saying that they're calling from Narcotics Control Bureau of Bombay. Then they said somebody has booked a parcel on my name with my Aadhaar card details containing drugs to Iran from Bombay. Then I said, I didn't send anything. Then they said, okay, you explain this to our inspector in Narcotic Control Bureau, Bombay. I'm in Hyderabad. So another fellow came online, another phone number. He says, I am so-and-so inspector in Narcotic Controls Bureau in Bombay. There is a parcel sent on your name to Iran with so much weight and so many contents and so many grams of MDM drug. I was shivered. I was shivering. What is all this? Then he said, okay, we know that you have not sent it, but somebody has done this mischief. So we will clear your name. You give your Aadhaar number details and other things. Then we will check. So I gave the Aadhaar number. Of course, they may already know my Aadhaar number also. Then they said, okay, this is, I could have cleared this, but there is a serious matter. There is money laundering done on your name in ICICI Bank accounts. I said, I don't have account in ICICI Bank. Doesn't matter. Somebody opened an account on your name in ICICI Bank using your Aadhaar number, Aadhaar card, and there in this money laundering was done. And therefore, we have to take action. Unless you give all details of all your accounts and bank details and everything. So I didn't give the bank account number, but I started telling what money I have in which, what bank and what FDs I have. So he noted all that. Of course, I didn't give any numbers. I just gave amounts. Then he said, okay. Then he called me on a Skype call. He showed one ID card, policeman ID card. Then he said, you go to the bank with this Skype on, then withdraw all your money and put into your account. And then after that, you inform me, then I'll give you another number, one account number into which you have to transfer. And once that is an RBI account number, once we verify it, we'll give it back. I said, why RBI will have an account number? I'm not able to understand. RBI is not maintaining accounts of people. Then I had started getting doubts at that point. I went to the bank, but I didn't go inside the bank. So I told that fellow, I'm feeling dizzy. I had to eat something. He said, all right, you eat. Then I started realizing the whole thing could be a fraud, Maya. So I rushed to the police control room in Hyderabad, and they sent me to the cyber crime department. And before even I entered, at the entrance itself, the policeman told, come on, let him speak to me. And the moment I landed there, the fellow disconnected and ran away. And the policeman said, see, your location is on. He understood that you came to police control room. That's why he ran. See how much Maya was done. I was in a state of shock. And yesterday I read a news report. The exactly same thing happened. Two people news report came. One person lost 12 lakhs. Another person lost 6 lakhs. Exactly same thing. This is how powerful Maya is. So I realized these people are teaching me how powerful Maya is.
Sir, please throw some light on Kailash Parvat and beings who are staying there, and the Kailash Mansarovar. The water is sweet, but when the water comes from the other pool, it is salty. What is that mystery?
No, I don't want to talk anything about the salty sweetish. It is a sweet lake, that much I know. But it is, as far as the beings on the Kailash Parvat, they are not humans. Humans cannot. I just saw today before coming here. I saw a Kailash Parvat video. Some people went right up to the touching level at the bottom. Nobody is permitted to climb up, and a lot of people tried and they failed and they died. Only one person who's supposed to have climbed up, he is known as Milrepa, Yogi Milrepa. He was a top yogi of Buddhism. He was like Babaji type of person, or Babaji himself. I don't know. Milrepa is the word they use. He was the only one person in the ancient times who could. Yeah, all Tibetans only. So, and he is the only person who reached the top and disappeared after that or whatever. He was a Siddha Purusha. He had Siddhis, he used to fly in air and all that. So human beings cannot reach, and if at all they go, they cannot understand anything. See, according to our Puranas, we have many other beings. You know that, no? You know, when Ravana, he wanted to be saved by being killed by all other beings except humans and monkeys. He didn't care because humans were supposed to be very poor, very weak. Yaksha, Rakshasa, Kinnara, Kimpurusha, Siddhacharana, Vidyadhara, Deva, Gandharva, and all this, they are not humans. He wanted protection from all those fellows, not from humans. That's why Ramavatar, human avatar, had to come. Only human being can kill him. Others cannot kill. They are much more powerful. So they don't need oxygen. In Kailash Mansarovar, oxygen will not be there. They don't need oxygen. So these various, Deva, Gandharva, Yaksha, Kinnara, Kimpuru, Siddhacharana, Vidyadhara, all Rakshasa, all this, they're all there. I mean, they may be there, we don't know. We can't. So, of course, some Siddhas may not be able to see. Like in the Ramayana, there is a description of Rama being able to see Indra. Lakshmana could not see. Sharabhanga was a rishi who was waiting for Rama to arrive before he left this body. His time is over, and Indra came to take him to Swarga. And Sharabhanga tells, wait, Rama is coming. And Rama reached there. And Rama could see Indra, Lakshmana could not see. Sharabhanga said, see, now Rama has come. I just want to say hello to him and talk to him, and then I will go with you. So he talked to Rama, then went into the fire. He walked into the fire and came out with a new body of Deva, Gandharva kind of a body, and entered the Vimana of Indra and went away. And all this was not visible to Lakshmana. Only Rama could see. So these beings exist. We know in Puranas they are being described. Our Sivamahimna Stotram is written by Pushpadanta, who is the king of Gandharvas. He's not a human. So there.
Yes, sir. One last request. महासूत्र, that is पाणिनि का, जो शिवजी डमरू बजाया तो उससे आवाज निकला, तो उससे आकार ओकार निकला, उससे शब्द बना. Little bit about the उत्पत्ति of words and vowels from that Dabru of
Shiva
Shiv.
performed.
I come across people saying that people can communicate using tabla, which is like the Dabru of Shiva.
No. The story says that Shiva performed Shiva Tandavam at Chidambaram, which was witnessed by Vyagrapada and Patanjali. And in the Damaru, Ayun Rulruk Evong Ayav Chayavaratnam, Yamananam Javan Gadadas, Javagadadas, Kapachadatav, Kapai Sesasarhal. These sounds came, and they are the primal sounds from which all language came, all Sanskrit language, and therefore all other languages. So this is what we know. This is the story. Let us stop here. I'm waiting. Let us wind.
Very nice lecture, sir. Thank you so much.
ధన్యవాదం గురించి.
ధన్యవాదాలు ప్రభు సార్, చాలా మంచి మంచి లెక్చర్ ఇచ్చారు. అట్లాగే క్వశ్చన్ అండ్ ఆన్సర్స్ కూడా చాలా బాగున్నాయి సార్. వీఆర్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ టు హియర్ యూ సార్.
Okay. Anybody else? HP Ravagar, you are saying something?
He's already late. He wants to go. We'll talk later.
Okay. Now, Prakash ji, could you chant Shanti Mantram?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sarvebhyo Namaskaraha. Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanyah Prudvi Sasyashalini Desoyam Chobarahitah Brahmanas Santu Nirbhayaha Aputrah Putrinas Santu Putrinas Santu Pautrinah Adanas Sadanas Santu जीवन्तु शरदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु. स्वस्ति. ధన్యవాదాలు సార్. ధన్యవాదాలు సార్.
Okay, now let us sing national anthem along with me. जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभाशिष मागे गाहि तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद. Thank you all for attending the session.